video, we are going to dip a little bit into the design and how to, play around with the tools that we have on our left side menu. And we're gonna show you guys how to download it in different type of, social, different type of files, and how to share it in different type of social media. We're going to show you also how to play around with the elements, the templates, how we can use uh, designs that we have uploaded in our, file, the text fonts and all that type of fonts that we have, styles, audio, background, and some other elements that we do have on our menu. Remember that we can open the menu on the left side if you want more, visibility of what the menu is about. Examples are elements, and then we'll show you all of the elements that we have. There's a bunch of them, templates and all that kind of stuff. But for right now, we're gonna work on this. How we have this presentation or template in our front screen, it will depends on how big we have our image. We can zoom it in and out by going right or left with this little black circle. We could also click on the number, and then we will see the difference in percentage. You could do it at fill feet, 10%, 25%, 50, and up to 300. So this is just a simple design. We have decided on our previous video that we were gonna work or play around with this one. This is just a Facebook post, the 100 giveaway for any, kind of coupons or advertise you have or anything of that sort. As you can see, every time I move my mouse over the template, it will give a blue circle square around it that will allow me to click on it. So when I do select, for example, this little star, I click on it, then I do have the option to edit it now. And as you can see, you will see the menu on the left side for that particular star. So when I click edit image, for example, then it will bring up another menu that will be for this particular star. For example, we can change the brightness, we can make it less bright, we can do it brighter, and or leave it in the middle. Contrast, we can do the saturation, we can do different type of filters here. As you can see, we do have more filters. If I do a solar filter, it will be brighter. If I do some type of selfie, then I could do Kali, I do blues. It will change the filter or the star depending on the filter that we apply. Okay, so if we're going back to the normal, I think it was festive. If not, it was epic. We're gonna leave it as it is then. We could also change the intensity of it. We could do mock-ups or smart mock-ups, I'm sorry. And we can do different type of stars over here. As you can see, we do have the different styles and a whole lot of features that this Canva tool will allow us to work with. It's an awesome, like I said. So if we do edit image, we could also do, if we click it once, it will open up the menu, like I said. If we do it again, we click on edit image again, it will close that up. We could also crop it like any other image. We could do a flip. You can do horizontal and vertical. And then of course we have the animate option. So if I click on animate, for example, it will ask me if I want the star to rise, meaning from bottom to top. If you want it to go from left to right, if you want to kind of fade it, that's the effect. And here we can play around with different effects. Brief, photo zoom. See that again? If you notice, I'm gonna try to bring it up to you a little bit bigger. So if you notice, when I do photo zoom, the stars appears. If I do pop, it does the same kind of effect, but quicker. And then tumble, it comes from top to bottom in a special effect. Pop. See, you can play around with these effects. If you notice, that's a pretty good one. Look, because it gives the neon effect. So that's great. You do have different effects depending on what you need, what you like, and things like that. So that's the animation feature. So let's do this bigger. For example, if you click on that corner, one of the corners that are with circle, so you can make it bigger. If you hold the shift button, like in the shift key, I'm sorry, like any other image, it will get bigger, but in this case, it's gonna be not proportional. So by clicking or holding the shift key is gonna make it not proportional. You see, I can play around with it, but it's not gonna be pretty if I let it be, or if I finish with this size. So it's just gonna be part of the star. So I hit Control Z to redo, and if I make it bigger without holding the shift key, then it's gonna make it proportional. See? All right, as any other photo editor, we can also simply select the image and we can click Control C and Control B to make a copy of it. Okay, so we do the same, we have the same options for every single object that we see there. So if you notice, there are stars. This one is a pretty good effect because if you notice, it's just part of the star showing up in the whole post. So, and then we have a pretty good font, which is awesome because if I click on that font text, then it will give me the name of it on the top. It will give me the size. I can make it bigger or smaller. And I also have the option to make the change on the color. I do see that there are other options here, such as, center it, make it to the left or right, things like that. This is pretty the same as every other, font, text, word editor, or any type of editor. So this is pretty good. It's a good font. I like it. I really do. And then we do have the voucher, or sort of a coupon. If you notice, this is a white space, and then of course we do have on the right side other part of it with some fonts where it says limited item, and then of course the 100 and big, and then the voucher. Those are two separate texts. So, and then in the back we do have some we do have another square type of voucher on the back, which is, if you notice, if I can pull it up here, I can drag it to any part of the template and then let it go. And then of course it's going to show in a different side of the template. Of course, that's not gonna be a good decision. So I do hit Control Z twice to make redo or undo, to undo the change I just made. So, and then of course we do have other text here that says we're back with summer surprise. So that's pretty good. I like it because it's very simple, it's very visible. It shows that it's to the point. So if you notice, a couple of stars, a giveaway, the 100 is what caught my attention. And then of course we do have the half or part of the hearts in that text. Okay, so this is a pretty good example. So let's say I want to make a copy of this particular template. I go to the top of the template and it says duplicate page. I could also do the plus sign, which is add a page, but that will simply add a blank page. If you notice, it's just a blank page, no icons, no objects, nothing else is on that page. If I do hit duplicate, then of course it's going to duplicate the one I have with the same objects, text, stars, etc., etc. So I kind of want to play around with this. And of course, if I do, for example, change the 100 to say 300 voucher, aquí, if you notice, it says voucher. I could do 300 off and big. So for that 300 off, it could be a good, you know, off. So we're gonna do instead, we're gonna do say 99, say 75 instead. Okay, so $75 off. That sounds pretty good. So this one, we kind of make it in the middle. So we go to the center and then 75% off. Still, let's see, 75% off. Limited item. Anything that we could do here, it could be in all items. So this is pretty good. Let's say we change the background color. If you notice, when you click on the background color, it will give the menu option on the left side that is applicable for this template or for this particular object. In this case, is a background. So it gives the color. We click on the color and it will give you a variety of colors that are similar with the palette used in this particular template. So if I make it brighter, for example, I could click on this one and we can change it to all and it will change the view of it. I can click on that one, it will make it wider. I could click on this one, it will make it darker. This one, it's kind of like the same as we had it, darker. Of course, that doesn't look that good. Wider does look like this, so it's pretty good. You know, you can play around with those colors. And also you have the add a new color button, which will allow you to have any color by either clicking on the palette or the square section with colors or the var or the code by code. So this one is pretty good. You could also search the color by codes. How do you use the codes? I particularly use this tool. It's called Color Pick, where I can click on it. It's just an extension. You can find it on Google Chrome or you can find it on Edge, depending on what browser you're using. So if I click on that extension and then I drag my mouse to any part of my screen, I will be able to see the code or RGB numbers code to select a color. So let's say I want this purple one, then of course I do click on it and then I have the code. I just copy it or Control C to copy it, and then I go to of course I have to turn that off, and then of course I go to add and then I click on Control V and it will select the type of purple color. But of course, that's not what I want. So I'm going to undo that change. And then of course, you do have the default colors on the bottom side of it. So let's finish with, then of course you can flip it, you can animate it as well. So that's what happened when I select the image. So let's say I want to do, I want to also delete the page. I could also have the option to do that. And then of course you have the move up and down button so we can play around with the templates or pages that you have. Here we're going to do a different type of crazy in the next video. So for right now, we're going to leave it as it is. We kind of learn how to, you know, move around things and how we have the menu on every template or design. And then of course we're going to continue with this. We're going to completely change the color on this and then use any template background objects or anything on the left side of the menu. So this is it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.